It is a great honor and a privilege to introduce Rivka Horowitz. We're here in Motze in Israel. And Rivka, thank you so much for agreeing.
If I can help you, it's my pleasure.
So Rivka, you were born in Vienna.
In Vienna.
When were you born?
In Vienna.
But when?
34. 6 November 34.
And can you tell us...
I was 8 when the Kristallnacht began. Just in November.
And Rivka, where did your parents, were they many generations in Vienna?
The grandfather of my, yes, I think 5 generations behind of the side of my mother. But anyhow, they are my father from Poland. Then they have to fly, no matter.
And you have a picture, here's a picture of your family.
No, my father's family.
Your father's family.
This is the day before he married.
And this is your father's family?
Yes.
They were very religious.
Yes.
And where was this picture taken?
It was taken in Nadworna. No, in Lodz.
In Lodz. So they were in Poland from Lodz.
Yes.
And growing up in Vienna, what do you recall? What is your first memories of growing up in Vienna?
Look, I don't remember nothing. I was 4 when I escaped. So I cannot remember.
Your earliest memories?
My very earliest is in 38. When we flew, it was December, and we were arrested on the border between Vienna, between Austria and Germany. We were arrested, we were put in such a little place, and they asked us to undress. I was with my mother, her grandmother, my brother and I. When I don't remember how we were, but I remember when they want to touch my grandmother, I began to scream, you cannot, she's a holy woman. She said, sorry. This is what I remember. This is the first, really. I was 4.
And your father, was he with you? Your father, he was with you?
What?
Your father.
What?
Was he with you at this time as well?
No, he flew away.
He flew before.
The next after Kristallnacht, he went away. And he went to Belgium, and then told my mother, we can go. So you know how to go underground.
And the family that you grew up in Vienna, was it a religious family? Were your parents religious?
Look.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your brother, was he older than you? Or
1 year younger.
He was younger.
We are, you see, family problems are always something not always so good. So my brother, not much inclination, never mind.
So what happened? Your father, do you have any recollections of Kristallnacht?
No, I was 4.
You were so young.
But yes, I was 4 the same time, because 2 months after the Kristallnacht we escaped. So this is really the very oldest remembering. Then I have the remembering when we go to the snow to go to the French, not the Belgian frontier. This I remember. We were going on the snow, and I was telling, no, my mother talked to me, Renee, this is my name. You know, she talked to me, Renee, please make your brother cry, because my grandmother, she's very ill. I have to support her. And my brother, you can't make such a fuss. But he was 3, I was 4. children. It was weeping, weeping, weeping. So going south. But through the night, the snow was abundant.
And did you manage to go over the border into Belgium?
Yes, yes. It was difficult, but this I don't remember. And pieces I remember, but a flesh inside. And so we go to the border, we went to Belgium. From Belgium I have no memory at all. What I remember, it was when we flew from a very long train, 30 wagons, and we went to South France. And there, it was a little bit, I don't know how. All the people went down. In some place, we went into a house. How, I don't know. What the pictures that I remember, my father making kiddush. I remember the candle, and he's holding the. You see, this is a good picture. You see, then we were from Wendkamp, from Gurs to Agden until we came to Rivesaltes.
And you were in Gurs?
Yes.
Do you have any remembrance of Gurs?
No. My mother told me that in Gurs I had spoke some dealers, but okay. Now in the Rivesaltes, what I remember, I was on the up, you know, there were some level, one back, 1, 2, 3.
Thanks.
I was up, yes, you say, I was up. It was in the morning, and I had the what it was, a red, a little younger, he took it. You see, this is a camp. Also, I remember the same camp. No. When we entered to Rivesaltes, until there we were together. Rivesaltes, the men apart, and the woman with the children apart. My father thought he was a chief. So he went out in the kitchen. What I remember, he was throwing us potatoes. So we are going to, but it had to be very silent, not that the people should know. Because if we have potatoes, somebody would also like to have. You see, what we made so difficult. Then in Rivesaltes came in the Red Cross from Switzerland. And I don't know how, but anyhow, they came to the camp, and 10 children could be taken off. So, 100 children, a lot of children who will be taken. My mother was very clever and very beautiful. And she was in good connection with the doctor of the camp. He was a Jew. And how she managed, I don't know. But she made it so far that the doctor said to the German, to the guest, I don't know, these 2 children you have to take away. So both my brother and I went out. Then how my mother, we went out and we went to the Haute-Savoie, in the Alps. But what happened with I remember, I don't remember exactly. My mother, in the meantime, also she wanted to escape. So she made with my father, she told me, she made them some deal. She will go out, and when she will go out, then my father will escape. So what did you have Kenji out? She said to the doctor, because I had good relation, you know, I am pregnant. Pregnant, I'm about the third month, so I have to go to have a visit. Okay, she went. Then it was the 5th month. The doctor said, okay, she went. Then it was 8 months. Sure, you can't make a woman. He said, okay, but she never went back. And so she escaped, saying I'm pregnant. You must have be so very much imaginary. So she escaped. Now what did my father? My father also escaped. And he went to some family in Lyon. And he was there. And on Friday night, he went to the shul. And there was come on a big, how do you say, a big car when they were putting in all the shoes that they kept from the synagogue. This was told to me by the daughter of that family. She told me, you know what? Your father was putting up, and the Gestapo was looking for the other man. In the meantime, you want to escape, and the other man told the Gestapo, look, somebody is running away. And so my father was put. See? Everybody would like to be alive for the children, for the wife. And I cannot even think I have thinking bad about it, because everyone wants to escape. So it's not nice, but so it is. This is life.
And what happened to your father?
He was taken to Drancy. This is a big camp, from there to Auschwitz. And in the meantime, his friends were sending us a letter, so so I thought, we have connection. I was waiting and somebody was answering. I didn't know. It was his friends. See? No, so I didn't know my father is away. But this is, went to Drancy. From Drancy it was in January, and then much later when I was in Israel, and to Yad Vashem, because they said that the register of everybody. And I went in, I asked where, so she told me, this place you will find the big book, and you will see how your father was taken away. And I saw it. I got out, I went to a friend outside, I fell. I have, you want to see? Yes? So.
Okay. Yeah.
Close. I went to Yad Vashem. I wanted to read what happened with my father. And so they asked me for my name and the name of my father. And they say Horowitz. And they asked me, you remember when your father was taken away? I say, no, but my mother knows, and she told me it was in January. And then I found here what is the way, how it came to Auschwitz. And there were 1,000, always it was 1,000. And he was this, 49. There was, you know, how do you say, a train has, how do you say?
Compartments.
Compartment. His compartment was 49. It was 2 March 43. And somebody, I don't know, some rabbi, translated to the Jewish date, He Adar Bet.
Wow.
He Adar Bet. And my son is making the Kaddish. It was just last week. And here they say how it was a transport.
Rivka, must have been very difficult for you to read this.
Look, now I don't know. For me now it's a story. Otherwise I would not be able. To my son I could. It was too fresh. No, it's a part of century. God me give me the courage. Now listen. See, you have the list of these. And this, you see it on the line?
Horowitz, Isaac. That was from Drancy. That was from the Camp Drancy.
Yes. This is before they went to Auschwitz. Here was the last one. You have this?
And Rivka, till then,
What?
until you went to Yad Vashem, you didn't know for sure what had happened to your father?
I knew because my mother told me after the war. I was in some kinder house, and look, people were trying to find my mother, how it was going with my father, and she knew he was deported. But then she addressed somebody in France to know when my father was kept, and they really have some, in France they have some registered, said my father was kept this and this day, so we know, and from this place, from Lyon, we were all together to south of France and come back, so it was going. It's really for, so you see, transport. Okay. Oh, here we have, this is a certificate. This is from the camp of Rivzald. I will translate what is written. I can? It said the stay at the river camp, Horowitz René, born Vienna, on the date 16 November 34, nationality Poland, religion Israeli. She was brought to the in 16 May 41. I was put into OZE. OZE, it was an organization taking the children of the camp. And as I said here, you see, things were difficult. Now I want to, I think last year something, my brother asked me, no, together, I thought some years ago, my brother asked me, you remember what all was going through? I told him, what I remember, I will write. And here you have, you can make a photo.
So Rivka, could you read it?
You would like to read?
Please, yeah.
November 38, we left Belgium. In May 40, we came to visit. November 83, we escaped from Vienna to through Germany to Belgium. On May 40, we were taken from Belgium to south of France under the bombing. And beginning May 40, we arrived to a little town, Revel. There we were until end 40. Beginning 41, we went to the camp Agde in South France. In 41, then we were transferred to Gers. June 41, we went to the Auschwitz camp, there are the determination. We went to Rivesaltes until late 41. Then the Red Cross of Switzerland put us to the little villages. Beginning November, I arrived to a Catholic place by the name of Saint-Sergue, and there I remained until end of 44, the end of the war.
Was this in, where was this? Was this in France or in Switzerland? The Catholic place, where was it? In which country?
France.
In France, you were still in France?
Since we left Belgium, I was in France until I moved to Israel, 49.
So the Swiss Red Cross took you and your brother out of the camp, and you were, what was the Catholic place? Was it a monastery or?
No, it was this was a place, it was some colony for people that escaped. It was built by the French, no, by the Swiss people, some organization. They make a home to have children escaping from Spain. Then they come in from Italian, and then it was in 41, I think about, it was for the Jewish children. And so I arrived to Aix-les-Bains in a kinderhome, and I was there until 47. From 47 until 1st August, for 1 year I was with my mother in Aix-les-Bains. February 48, we went to a house kinder in Antwerpen, and 49 March I arrived to Israel.
So Rivka, I want to ask you, when you and your brother were taken to the Catholic, to the Catholic place,
yes.
Did your mother come and visit you? Did she?
When she escaped, she went to the place where I was, but how to say, the manager of this home told nobody will come inside. Nobody, because they were afraid, the management of the colony, maybe somebody will there and follow somebody. Nobody could aboard us. Only the people of the village. And my mother, I don't know how she connected. I said somewhere, but she was able, we were, my brother and me, able to go to the place she was living. And so until the end of the war.
And can I ask you, when you were in this place with your brother,
What?
were the people, was it the people good to you? Was it mainly, who looked after you in this camp?
What?
Who looked after you?
The camp? My mother.
No, but when you were taken out of with the Red Cross.
This was an institution.
And who looked after you in the institution? Were they, who helped you or who looked after
No,
you?
there were a lot of people. We have, there was a place, look like you are going to some place for vacation. You have everybody that taking care of us. Look, I remember when we came in, it was November 41. And there was a place to make, I don't know how you say it, to balance. You know, children, how do you call this? Never mind. And everybody was up and they put me out. Wow, this I remember. Another thing I remember, it was that there was only one teeth brush.
Wow.
For all 20 people. Another thing I remember, I was in Elizabeth, there were, how many? 20 girls, 10 and 10. In the middle there was a fire. And because I was religious, I remember Shema Israel. I was inside, I take the cover over me and I was saying Shema Israel. But then I forgot, but until then I remember. So it is.
And do you remember going to school?
In this village, they arrange, then some little children went to the school. My brother went, I didn't want. I suppose I was afraid to go out, because in the colony I was protected. To go out through I was afraid. A lot of children were going. I was afraid, no. So I remember we were sitting around the table and we were lentil. You know what is lentil? For the soup.
Lentils?
Yes. So we were putting away the sin. This is our occupation. Another thing, something very nice. At that place, to make us feeling better, they gave us a square meter and we can plant something. I put carrot. This I liked. So a lot of carrot. Look, another time, but this was taught to me. I remember sometimes they would say you have to run into the woods. We sing something special, nice. We make a picnic. So it was because they know that the Gestapo will come. So we were on the picnic. The Gestapo was looking for Jewish people. Look, this is war.
And in the camp, was there mainly Jewish children or were there non-Jewish
10.
children?
I told you, from Rivzal, 10 people were taking, 10 children were taking out and to put this place in Haute-Savoie.
And the other children?
I don't know.
Were they Jewish or not Jewish? Or they were all Jewish?
No. We, the 10, we came in. This I told you, it was also for even children coming from Spain, from Paris. But I don't know. You see, I was with children.
And you were playing with the children?
What?
You played with the other children?
Yes, we all played together. Children are children.
Yeah.
What? What I can't remember.
And were you ever hungry or did you have enough food?
In this place, I never was hungry. Never. Because in this place, so the war to be near Switzerland and the Croix Rouge Swiss, were giving in the place chocolate, milk. And we were going to the woods, so we have raspberry, everything. Really. You see? Later when I went out from this place, it was not so bad. I have not a complaint. Look, when I knew no father, my father will not come back. Once I remember, when I was going outside the place where I was a kindergarten, going out, when I was seeing a man with a coach, I was running, another one, running. What can I do? So it was. And you see, still, I'm here.
And what do you remember when the war ended?
From the war?
When the war ended, did your mother come and fetch you?
No. When the war, she was with me because in 1944 I was sent to a kindergarten, and my mother was living in some apartment in the same town. So she was coming to see us. And then I told you, we went from Aix-les-Bains to Belgium. It was my mother. And then we were in Belgium. Even in France, I have to be in such a kindergarten because the French people didn't allow people to have a place, an employment. So she was living on joint support. You know what is joint support?
From the joint?
From the joint. But look, it was very, very little. She cannot afford to have us with her. So she went to Antwerpen, where she has a cousin. But also in Belgium, she had no work, so it was also in other kindergarten. And she could work. It was a jewelry. She was there, she was working, but still she could not take us. And then I went in other kindergarten until from them in 1949 I went to Israel.
And in Antwerpen,
yes.
Did you have your own home?
Well, in Antwerpen, I don't remember. My mother told me, yes, we were something, not a long time, I think a year or something.
Did you go to school in that year, or?
No. I began to go to school, I was 9. At 9, I began to learn how to read. 9. No. It will exist. You can take a photo. This is a candelabra that was given to my mother for her wedding. 1933.
And how did it survive?
How did it survive? When when the family has to fly away from Antwerpen, she made a big, how do you say?
From Vienna, when they left Vienna.
From Vienna. You see, to remember. My father said to my mother, I'm in Belgium, now you will pack everything. It was allowed then to make, how do you say, a big wagon, no, big cases, really big. And she made 3. She put inside clothes and everything, and this dismantle, and she said to the neighbor, look, you will keep it for us. When I come back, I tell. She come back, it was there.
It was there. And the neighbor gave it?
Yes.
Because there are many stories where the neighbors didn't give it.
No, I don't know. This was.
Wow.
And after also I had a cup of wine from my father here inside. You want to show you?
Please. And also this picture, how did this picture survive?
My mother don't know. My mother had it.
Because it's very, very special. It's
Yes.
very...
It's, if you can take,
Oh, okay.
you can make a photo.
Yes, it's wonderful. So it's a Becher. It's one of the Bechers.
Yeah, better, yes. You see 3.
It's so special.
This is from my father. But I had another one. Where it is? Ah, where Jen is. I know. No. This is a cape that I remember.
Sure, this is...
My father there.
It's so special. Sure. And this picture as well. It's this picture is so special. It's so...
The best when I came to Israel, when I entered the army, I was there. I find to be quiet until the not. Until I entered the army in '53, I was with all the children. I find I released until the not. In the army, I found myself.
And did your brother and your mother come to Israel as well?
Yeah, together.
You all came together?
Yes. We came to Israel also. We went to a kinderheim. Look, a football. And I was 16 and a half. It was the Aliyat Noor. You know what I'm talking about?
The youth Aliyah.
Yes. 16 and a half, they sent me out of the Aliyat Noor institution, and then I have to look for a job, something. But in the homes that I was in, it was in Jerusalem. We came to Jerusalem. It was, I don't remember. Anyhow, in this, what did they say? This, no, it's not. Dormitory. We also learned to type and everything. So I knew to type, so I went to the Misrad Avoda to give me some place to work. I went there. And it was really fine. So the head of the Misrad Apnim, it was still the government. It was not the civil then. And he told me, Rivka, what's her name? Look, you have nothing to do here. You are smart, everything. My secretary will find for you a place. It was something, it was a lawyer place. In this place, in the government, I was earning 16 lirot, and the lawyer fees 49.
Wow, it's a big difference.
You see the difference. In the government office, I was a student, but I was in the law office, I was a secretary.
And Rivka, did your mother ever remarry?
She remembered, yes. She remembered 3 times. Once, the first to my father, and then she remembered, she wanted very much to remember. To be remain. It was a man making cabin, no, Nagarut.
Carpentry,
Carpentry. Then he died. Again, she was looking for somebody else. He had a very high post in the government. He was Mevaker Amdina. High post, she married. Look, she was always smart and beautiful, so it was. But he was so jealous, she couldn't move. So she divorced, and she went, this was in Jerusalem, then she went to Tel Aviv, Ashidur, and it was, what was it? Langer, what is first name? She met Langer. He was such a wonderful person. He has money. So my mother finally can make a life. They went to Switzerland, they went here, and then finally my mother had a good life. But he died, 10 years she was married, a good life. But she remained with quite a lot of money, so she can make a life. At that time I was working in Jerusalem, and when he died, she didn't want to remain anymore. She was living in an apartment in Tel Aviv. She's alone, but quite well, she has everything. This table is from this beautiful table.
It's a beautiful table.
Look.
Wow, it's beautiful. It's
beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And where was it? Wow.
A lot of good things. Look, this Moshe Langer was so good to me. He was taking me to buy dress, to give me some jewelry. Really, so kind he was with me. Really, I remember him with great affection. This is really my mother had 10 good years. 10 good years also a lot.
And Rivka, what happened to the rest of your family? Your mother's family and your father's family?
6 million people. 6 million people.
So none survived from...
My mother.
Did she have brothers and sisters?
She has a sister, but she has, but everything people in Poland, Vienna was taken away.
And your father as well?
My father, I told you, in the camp.
No, but his
No, all
brothers
the family was in Poland, everybody.
And
nobody remained, nobody.
And Rivka, could you ever go back to Austria or to...
No, to Austria never. I didn't want to step in this country. For me, this was the worst place. Worse than the Rivka camp. From here, my life into really so much disturbing everything. From Vienna, the year 38, finished.
Did you ever go back to France?
Yes, to France, I was in Belgium, I was in Italy. I traveled through the world.
And Germany?
Yes, I went to Germany. I was living in Jerusalem. And sometime I had some vacation in some hotel. And there, I meet 2 girls from Germany. So I asked them, how did you come here? They said to me, look, it is I have to see. People are reviving from nothing. So she went here. And they told me, look, we are visiting your place, your country. But maybe I invite you to come to my place. I said, perhaps. They gave me the address, and when I was making the tour to Europe, I went to their place. I was sitting there. I always ask, you see, some people going to Germany, they always have to think, what was this place? So, look, if they come to us to really to make some effort to repair what was happened, I want really two nice people. One is a doctor, another, I think, a biology. They take me to a museum, really wonderful, a museum in München, a wonderful museum. They take us to some big places. You see, in America now, anti-Semitic. In German too, where is the worst? Anti-Semitic. France everywhere. The anti-Semitism is going up and going up.
That's why it's so important what we're doing, Rivka, to show people. But Rivka, did you ever speak to your family about what happened to you?
I told not. Only to what is family. My son is my family,
Yeah.
and for my son I have 3 grandchildren.
But your son, did you ever speak with him?
I told you, a little bit maybe I spoke to my son, but not much, not more. I told you I didn't want to hurt them. To listen what happened to me. Look. If I was told what happened, I don't want. I want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt them.
But did they ask you? Did your son ask you questions, and did your grandchildren ask?
They know I don't want to speak about it. What I'm telling you, I never told them. Why to hurt them? They cannot remove nothing of what hurt me so much. They cannot.
And if your grandchildren,
yes,
or your son wants to go to Poland on the trip, would you allow?
No, I don't allow my son to go.
And the grandchildren?
She's too young. They are going when they are 60, 70. She's only 13. I didn't allow my son to go. I said, his feet will not go on the sand where my father is. He cannot step there. He cannot. For me. So
and he respected that.
No, he accepted.
Really,
it. I made a good life for him. He knows I will always do him the right way, and really, so it was. Now he is working in a high-tech place, a very large one. Checkpoint. It's a very good job. I'm satisfied. This is my boy.
Wonderful. And Rivka, if I can ask you, what message do you give?
What?
What message do you give to your grandchildren and to the future generations? Because you witnessed...
I don't...
But what message...
The message is what they kept when they see me. This is what I have to say.
But if you give advice, or what advice would you give to people, to the young people? What advice would you give?
To be honest. Mm-hmm. To be honest. To be honest. Honest people. There are not a lot of honest people. To be honest and to do good. As much as you can to do good. I, for myself, you see this Metapellet. She's here from India 8 years, and the children are growing up without a mother. Because they are very poor. She's here to have money. I thought, look, I will make so spare money. I thought to my son that also, if the children will go to high school, so we'll have a good profession, they will go out from this misery. What it costs. I have to do it. This is my duty, to help somebody really to go out from this misery.
So,
The children are going up, she doesn't see them.
it's difficult.
Only through the telephone.
Well,
I think everybody should do something valuable. But you see, people are people.
But Rivka, it's so special. It's so,
What?
you know, what you're doing is so special, and your message is so special.
I know nobody will do it. No, also with upload, no one would have this.
Rivka, I just want to thank you. If I can come in just to thank you,
Oh.
I'm so grateful to you, Rivka. Thank you so much. You know, your story, what you went through, and you are so positive. And
Yes.
you're such an amazing. You
Really, I'm positive.
you-
This I know.
incredible.
I'm very positive. This,
And you're not better.
Therefore, look, I feel when I have to go with the walker. But just I can see and can speak. I can hear music.
That's wonderful. So Rivka, you should just have mazel and bracha ready, and just nachas,
Amen, amen, amen.
nachas from your grandchildren, and you show.
Baruch Hashem, I have.
It's wonderful.
Thanks God.
I'd maybe stream till 120 in good health. In
Good health. Good health.
And mazel and bracha always.
Amen, amen.
And Rivka, I'm so grateful to you. I really am. Thank you so much, Rivka. Really, it's really has been such a special to be with you, really, and I'm extremely grateful.
If I can transmit something for you, so we look, each person from the Holocaust. Something else.
But each person and each story is so unique and so special, and it's so important.
I don't know how much stories you heard. So you know what is special or not. Everything is special.
Sure.
Every survival people is a special story. That's a good one. But until the war is finished, you can hear everybody. Look, when I read, I want to really to understand what's going in Auschwitz. I read the book Elie Wiesel, so I understand what's going.
Yeah.
In Hungary, how do you say? The Nazis came in April 44. April 44.
They knew they were losing, and they still put all the energies to try to destroy the
Really,
Jews.
look, when I was reading Levi Bruno, you know, the Italian engineer, I had in mind what was going. So I really have a notion what is Bruno Levi one side and Elie Wiesel another way, but they really express what it was. They remember so well. You see, this is
Well, thank you so much, and you should just be well. And
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem.
Rivka, this is your photo album,
Yes.
and this is a picture of you.
Yes, 1 year. Look how well I stand.
And there's you and your brother,
This is me and my brother.
and above in the picture,
This is where my mother was walking in the big park of Vienna. I was half a month. She also read something.
hold on, if I can just, I'm going to just go like, this is amazing.
This is my mother, you see? In Vienna.
In Vienna, this, I just want to take, this is a picture of you with your
Yeah.
mother in the park in Vienna. And who is next to your mother?
Who got my mother?
Who was with your mother in the picture?
Descendant. A friend. This
friend.
is my mother in Vienna. She was brought up by her grandfather. You see the religious man? Maybe I have something else.
And in this picture, is this...
No. This is this is the place where she was hidden, my mother. This is the kinderheim where I was.
And where are you in that picture? Where are you in the picture?
Oh, where? Somewhere. This is my mother and me at the end of the war. This is November 44.
And it's with your brother?
With my mother and my brother. Me.
And then above, it's a...
And this is my mother who made it here. Her first husband, her second husband. What can I tell you? I told her she was married and he died. Her second husband when she came here. This was the family on the wedding. They need two
witnesses. Two witnesses. Here's another picture. Your mother was a very beautiful lady.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah.
If she can make it in the Camp Rivsal, and really with doctor, look, she was speaking Hochdeutsch, not Deutsch, Hochdeutsch. She really makes an impression, and so we were safe. You don't have to do it to make it.
Rivka, what is on the reverse of this picture?
This was taken Rivsalt. This is Rivsalt. This is the Rivsalt. I cannot tell me what is written. 23 of July 41. My mother in the camp. I think it's a... This is where... here you have the photo.
That's a picture.
It's what there is.
Yeah. Amazing, Rivka. Thank you so much. Rivka, you mentioned that your mother told you that your father, when he was in Auschwitz, he was then sent to Majdanek, and he was killed in Majdanek. He was killed in Majdanek, your father. Your mother found out?
Yes, my mother told me. I had the letter from France stipulating that my father died in Majdanek, 12 March 43. What can I tell you? Now I will show you a wonderful picture. This is me with my son.
Oh, that is so special, Rivka, sure.
He's, I think,
and what is your son's name?
Yecheskel, the name of my father.
Sure.
And you know, everybody was asking me, such a big name for such a nice girl. I said, no, not a girl, it's a boy. Yecheskel, such a wonderful. Say, no, this is Yecheskel, my father's name. And everybody's calling him Yecheskel.
That's wonderful. So Rivka, may his memory be for eternal blessing.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Maybe I have something else to show you. It should be here. Look. Take this at all. This is the day of the bris.
Gee, it's special, Rivka.
And I don't know if you know, I will show you, maybe there is here, or here. You see my son.
That's wonderful.
These are my grandchildren.
Oh, Rivka, you should just have mazel and brocha
Oh,
and
sorry.
only nachas from your family. Thank you so much, Rivka. Thank you.
Finish. I went down from the ship to the harbor of Haifa. I stepped there and I cleared the floor. It was asphalt, but it was Israel.
And you're very happy that you live in Israel?
Very well. This the best, the most savage place for Israel, for a Jew.